everyone. So I'm going to be responding to Jen's video, Emotional Bonds to Food, Junk Food Clean Out, and Grocery Haul. I see that she changed the name of her channel from Life by Jen to Jenifer and Gwen, I think it is, which is nice. It's a beautiful name. But I'm going to go ahead and react to this video. It's a long one, so I did speed it up to 1.5, especially because, you know, she talks a little slow. So hopefully that works out for me. And I've got the volume on, so we're set to go.
You just left a bunch of stuff out.
What, groceries?
No, you left the juice out.
Oh, it's because I'm trying to get out your hair.
He just complained this morning about me leaving stuff out. That I leave more stuff out than anyone he's ever seen. And he just left his juice sitting out on the counter. Your hat is on, like your ears sticking out. Overjawed. No, I'm not gonna say it. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome to you as well. My name is Jenifer, and this is my channel. So today's video is going to be a kind of a grocery haul slash purging out the bad stuff video. Today is the 4th of January, and I should have done this quite a while ago. I should have done this on the 1st when I started. I was a little hesitant because of old habits of not wanting to give things up. I was trying to talk myself into just finishing up what is here, eating it, and then starting really committed to it. But
yeah, and I have done that myself. Believe me, I know how it is. You're like, I bought this food. Like, I'm not gonna let it go to waste. Like, I get it. I hate wasting food. And it's something that, you know, has gotten me as I've gotten a little older. But I think at some point you just say, you know what? This food is killing me. Let's get rid of it. It's not my friend, you know. But yeah, it's a hard habit to break.
I committed to the 1st. I've gained enough weight, too much weight, and it just keeps going and going. It's a never-ending cycle. So it just has to be done. So I decided, Jean graciously helped me, that today was the day. It had to be done, and I didn't want it to go on any longer because in my bedroom I had an open bag of Fritos and an open box of crackers, and it was just sitting there, and luckily I did not dip into them. I'm very proud of myself for that. Alright, so the first few days of keto, what I do is I make sure that I stay full. I don't necessarily watch too closely of my macros. I don't know how other people do it, but this is how it was suggested that I do it. If you guys don't know Keto Diamond, I highly recommend her channel. I've learned everything I know so far about keto from her. She is like the keto queen, and I adore her. One of her tips was to make sure you stay full. Don't necessarily focus on the macros in the very beginning, to just make sure you stay full and get full. And then I'm going to start incorporating intermittent fasting in as soon as I get used to slashing out the carbs, because as you guys saw on my Tuesday video, well, the Tuesday, I think it was like the 30th, 29th or 30th, the video that I posted, I was eating tons and tons and tons of carbs. So that is one of the things I focus on, is just upping my fat intake and making sure I eat enough to keep myself full.
Yeah, and that's important too. But it's also, it's also a realization that sometimes you don't eat because you're hungry. It's more of craving. At least I know I do. But in the times I've done low carb, I found that if you can fill up. It's not like you're starving yourself, you know. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people have a misconception of, is like, oh, you're doing keto, you're starving yourself. Like, no, you're not. I mean, you know, you're allowed a lot of vegetables for the most part. I mean, just stay clear of most fruits. You can do berries and stuff like that, depending on how many carbs you're allowing yourself. You know, meat, of course, you can do. And then I know there's that misconception, oh, you're going to eat bacon. No, I mostly ate chicken and sometimes turkey, but mainly chicken and salmon are my two favorites. So basically any kind of white fish that's not too fishy, tilapia, all that. But yeah, so I think it's a good idea. And then intermittent fasting definitely is a good addition. For me, it's hard because I can't always plan what I'm gonna eat. It just depends. So I find that I get when I'm restricting myself as to when I can eat, I get hungrier between that time. Then it's like me counting down the minutes. So I mean, I know it's all in my head for the most part, but it's funny how that works.
As long as it is low carb or no carb foods. Another thing that I do to help the transition from non-keto eating to keto eating is I do use some of the sugar-free candy. Now,
Yes.
I know that that is not a good thing, and once I get adjusted to not having the carbs and my cravings subside, I won't be continuing on with the candy, but I'm going to show you the kind of candy that I got that I absolutely love.
Okay, I'm just going to put this out here. Sugar-free candy is what saved my life the last time I was doing low carb, because without it, I have a strong craving for chocolate. Like, I'm not even going to lie. And I'm sure maybe she eats the same sugar-free candy that I do, but Russell Stover's has, yeah, like these chocolates. I have some over there, actually. That's why I'm looking that way. I haven't really eaten a lot of them because I haven't wanted them, but they're there when I'm craving, and that's important. Because if not, I'm going to go find some cookie in the cabinet that, is in there or whatever. And then also, I'm not a water lover, so I do the sugar-free flavors, such as this, and I don't regret a second of it because it's the only way I'm getting water. I don't know if I'll ever like water. It's just not my thing. I think I'm just so used to drinking things with flavoring. And then sometimes I do diet soda. I do have some that I will drink. But yeah, and then I like sparkling water is always good for me. But straight up water, not my thing.
And I don't go overboard with it. I usually have just 1 or 2 pieces, maybe 1 piece after lunch and a couple pieces at night while I'm watching TV, just to subside those cravings. And like I said, that is only for the first week or so of being on keto. And then usually after I'm on keto for about a week or so, the cravings subside and I'm not hungry hardly at all anymore. So these are just a few of the things that I do to help myself adjust from going from non-keto eating to keto eating. What you're going to see here in a little bit is you're going to see my freezer clean out. The freezer was a disaster. We have a lot of food. The problem was we had so much food and it was so hectic in the freezer that we couldn't find anything, and we just kept buying more food because we didn't know exactly what we had. Our cupboards are filled, our freezer is filled, so there's not a whole lot that I needed right now. As you guys know, some of you that have been with me for a while, I used to do my grocery hauls like 1 every couple weeks, or sometimes 1 a week, or 1 a month. But since Gene is here, he has offered to go to the grocery store to save us some money, and that's
Nice.
fine with me. I've offered to tell him that, I told him a few times that if he doesn't want to go to the grocery store, that it's completely fine with me. I'll go back to ordering, having it delivered as I always did. But he enjoys grocery shopping, and he likes to get out for a while and do something. So that's what he's been doing. He's been doing the grocery shopping. So, like I said, what you're going to see is the freezer clean out, the pantry clean out. We got rid of all the junk food, and some of the stuff we gave away, some of it we threw away, and others of it that he decided that he wanted. We're not going to be buying any more junk food moving forward, as in chips, popcorn, that kind of stuff.
That's good. And from what I can see, it looks like Jean is, getting on board with this, which is nice. Like I said, everyone can stand to eat healthier. There is no reason just because you're not overweight that you can't stand to eat healthy. I mean, we all can. People automatically assume that because you're thin, you're healthy, and that's not the case. I have nieces and nephews that are thin, but doesn't mean that they eat well. In fact, I know a couple of them don't. They just don't gain weight. So, yeah, that's good.
But there were some left that he wanted to keep to eat himself, and I don't have a problem with that. I know a lot of people were being critical in the comments, and they thought that it was insensitive of him to eat food because I don't bring alcohol into the house. Actually, the other day I did have a glass of wine. This was before I started keto, but I did have a glass of wine with some friends, not here, but I did have wine, and I don't think it's insensitive of him to have foods in the house that I don't eat, like bread, for example. I can't expect him to just not eat bread because I'm not eating it. Maybe some people would require their significant others or family members to not eat it because they're not, but I'm not going to do that. I am okay with him eating bread. What I would not be okay with is him bringing sweets, donuts, chocolates, those types of things, but he does not want to bring those in either. So we've agreed that those things will stay out. But as far as bread, his granola, I'm completely fine with that.
Yeah, that's right.
He does eat some yogurt. I'm going to be getting some yogurt, some of the 2 kind that I had before, but I just didn't get it today because I have plenty of other stuff.
Yeah, and I've tried that 2 kind. I didn't like it. It was not my favorite. But I'm glad she likes it because it's like, 3 carbs? So it's not bad. But, yeah.
So I really don't see a problem. There's a big difference between alcohol and food, I feel. This is just completely my views. Alcohol, there's no need to even bring it in the house at all. But he likes bread, and he doesn't have a problem with eating bread. He's a healthy weight. He's healthy, so there's no issue with that, and I don't have an issue with that. The chips that he has decided to keep for himself, he's going to keep in his closet in an area that I can't get to on the top shelf that I can't reach. So that won't be a problem either. And when they're gone, we're just not going to buy any of that kind of stuff anymore. First, I'm going to start with an emotional little moment that we had. And I forgot for a minute that it was recording, the camera was recording, and he didn't know the camera was recording. I did ask his permission afterwards if I could use it in the video, and he said yes. it was an exchange that we had about how we were emotional about food, and he didn't realize that the purging of the food and the ending of our fun nights of eating was going to trigger him emotionally as well. It brought back a lot of memories for his family. He grew up, his family members are overweight as well and have food issues, and he grew up, even though he is not overweight, he is beginning to realize that he has food issues as well, and he has replaced food with alcohol, the alcohol with the food, and with...
Yeah, and that's the thing too, like, when you have an addictive personality, you just need to be addicted to something. And so if you're not addicted to food, you're addicted to alcohol. If you're not addicted to alcohol, it could be drugs, it could be fitness, it could be whatever. And in fact, I watched My 600-Pound Life, and there was a character on there that lost weight, and they lost their food addiction, and then they became addicted to alcohol. They became an alcoholic. Yeah. And so it does happen. Addiction runs in my family. For the most part, it's drugs and alcohol. But I am the food addict, so...
Food is a way we've been relating since he's been here, and we have both realized it needs to become a healthier relationship, and not with food involved. So I'm going to play that for you guys. It's very raw and real. It was unexpected, and I hope this gives you guys a little bit of insight into how emotions play into food addiction, and it's not just about the food, it's about the emotions that go into the food. So watch that, and I'll be right back. I just had like this mini meltdown of, I feel really resistant to throw this stuff away, and it's the 4th, and I should have done this a few days ago, but I've been dragging my feet with it. And it was even to the point where Dean wanted to go out to smoke, and I burst out into tears, and I was like, please don't go out, because I'm afraid if you leave me alone with this stuff, I'm going to eat it. It's really humbling and embarrassing to realize that food has such a hold on you that you are almost at the point where you can't control yourself, where you just want to eat it. I feel deprived. I feel like I'm missing out on eating the good stuff, even though I know it's having such a harmful effect on me. We've got bags, I'm going to show you here in a minute, of chips and crackers and all kinds of stuff, and I feel like I'm being deprived and I'm being cheated out of good food, and because I relate the food to fun and to feeling good and feeling happy, and I feel like getting rid of this is taking my happiness away and taking my joy away. But I do also realize that that's part of my eating disorder and part of what I have to work through, and doing this and getting rid of it is a big step in the right direction for me of trying to get better. This has been suggested to me by multiple people, wasn't just my idea. A purge of the house was something that I've been encouraged to do.
I started feeling emotions too, because I'm like, it was so much fun during the holidays to eat with each other. And it sounds so silly, but it's just, there is a lot of emotions wrapped up in food and fun. Get together, let's watch a movie, let's eat.
And I know that there's healthier alternatives to the bad stuff or to this stuff, but it just doesn't seem as fun, it's just the way we've looked at it for so long.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, a lot of people don't understand, they try to put common sense a lot of times to, eating disorders, but the truth is that when emotions take over or when addiction takes over, common sense goes right out the window. It doesn't matter. It's not about, it's unhealthy to eat these things, but it doesn't matter because you crave them. You crave them mentally, physically, emotionally, and a lot, and they're right when you think about it. Football games, it's all about the food and the camaraderie and, getting together to watch the game, but then it's all about the platters and, the barbecues and blah, blah, blah. Birthday parties, same thing. It's about the cakes and the cookies and the food and everything that you have. And so the world revolves around food. And when you can't participate, you feel left out. Even if you're there at the party and you're enjoying yourself, it's so hard. So I get it. I absolutely get it.
But once it becomes the new normal, it'll be okay.
I've grown up with a overweight family, so I know I probably have the same issues. I just went to the alcohol, and now that I don't have alcohol, there are, food issues apparently coming up. I associate food with fun. And it's like the emotions say, life isn't going to be complete without it.
Exactly. But it will. Thank you for being there for me.
We'll just find strength in other, healthier avenues.
I know.
Just have to build memories with healthier things.
Alright.
Wow, that totally breaks my heart, though. But, yeah. It's it's difficult. It really is when food is your comfort, and then you no longer have that. It can be very difficult.
Just thinking about that makes me want to cry, because there's going to be a lot of work that needs to be done. This isn't just about dieting. My weight loss and his recovery from alcoholism, it runs a lot deeper than just the alcohol, just the food, and it's going to be a lifelong process of healing and working on being sober, being abstinent of the food, and recovering from the habits that have made us so sick all of our lives. So that was, like I said, an unexpected exchange, but it was very important that I shared it because it was raw and real, and I'm glad that he was okay with me sharing it with you guys as well.
I also hope that you guys are getting, help with the mental aspect of it. Therapy is, I'm going to continue saying it probably in every video. Therapy, therapy, therapy. Do it. You won't regret it.
Wow. So let's move on, and I'm going to show you what my freezer looked like before, and then I'll go through and show you what we got rid of, what we have in the freezer, and then I'll show you what it looked like afterwards, and then we'll move into what I got at the grocery store this week to restock. Alright, so here is what we pulled out of the cupboard, what we're going to be getting rid of. Of course, we have a big old bag of Lay's potato chips. We have some Frito scoops. This kills me too because I wanted these so bad. These are Takis, and I barely had just like a couple of them because
I can't eat
kept
those.
getting other food and more food and more food. And
Too spicy.
Takis.
What is
Pizza flavored
sociable?
Pringles. Big old bag of barbecue potato chips. Brand new bag of Tostito chips. Crackers that came with a party tray of meat and cheese. Some hamburger buns.
I think too, when it comes to having to give away, food like that, you can always ask friends if they want it. I know it's been open and stuff, but if they're your friends, they're not going to care. Plus, who knows? Maybe someone's going to have a party and they could use all that stuff. You just don't know. So that way you don't have to throw it away. You don't feel like you're wasting it. You just reach out to people and say, I'm cleaning out my closet. This is what I have. Who wants it?
A box of sociables. These have been sitting by my bed since New Year's Eve, and luckily I have not torn into them. I was very tempted a couple times, so I figured it was time to get them out of my bedroom. We've got a box of Country Club crackers and a box of Townhouse crackers. So that's the stuff that we'll be leaving in the cupboard.
You clean the table.
Alright, so here is what we'll be cleaning out the freezer. That is the mess the freezer is in. There's not a lot in there that needs to be thrown away or gotten rid of, but that and the door as well. You can see the stuff on the door. Everything's just crammed. So I'm going to pull all this stuff out, and then once we have it laid out on the counter, then we'll show you what's in there, what needs to go.
Wow.
Alright, so this is the pile of food that came out of the freezer. It's all pretty much healthy stuff, and, well, it is healthy stuff, keto-friendly stuff, but it just needs to be organized so we know what we have, because we keep thinking we don't have anything, and we keep getting new stuff, so this stuff needs to be eaten before we buy anything else. So, well, let's get started and see what else here. Alright, so we're going to go through and try to find the veggies first, and put the veggies away first, and then the meat on the other side. We're going to try to put the stuff that we need to eat first on the top, and the newer stuff on the bottom. So let's go through and see what we got. I have some riced cauliflower. Next I have a bag of steam fresh green beans. I have this bag that's already opened, and it's the same as this. It's the roasted peppers and onions blend. So those are the same things. I have baby broccoli florets. I also have 2 packages of this in my neighbor's cupboard, or my neighbor's freezer as well, so that...
I'm going to fast forward through some of that, through all of it, and the only reason is, we can see pretty much what's in there, and it's just long. So I'm going to fast forward that. It may take my computer a second. Okay.
Alright, so here's what we got this week at the grocery store to replace the things we got rid of and the things that we've run out of. Now, I'm not going to show you, I did get 20 pounds of cat litter and some cat food, and I don't think you guys are interested in that, so that is going to be a part of my haul, but you just won't see that part. So we're going to start with what I am going to show you. First, I got 2 bags of pork rinds. Anybody who does keto
I
knows
love
that
pork
pork
rinds.
rinds is your best friend on keto. You can do a lot of things with these. I actually saw a recipe I would like to try, not soon, but sometime. I think it was Miss Terry that sent me the recipe, the video link, and it's Muddy Buddies with pork rinds and the sugar-free Lily's chocolate. It looked really good, and the natural peanut butter and the Swerve powdered sugar, the Swerve sugar replacement. So I'd like to try that eventually as well. But pork rinds are very important. You can have this with, you can cook chicken with this. You can
bread it.
have this with dip, plain. I use them to dip my egg salad in or chicken salad in. Very versatile.
Oh yeah.
Keto people's best friend,
like
I think, is pork rinds. I would like to get some of the barbecue, but for some reason our store does not carry barbecue. I love the barbecue pork rinds, but I can't find them. A loaf of bread for Jean. As I was telling you earlier, I stocked up on my Russell Stover sugar-free candies. These are my all-time favorites. There's quite a few different varieties of the Russell Stover's candies, but the ones that are my favorite are the Pecan Delights made with stevia, and these are delicious. But be forewarned, if you eat too many of these, you will have stomach issues. So we'll just leave it at that.
Yes, that is true. I think it even says on there it has a laxative effect. I've never had that issue, thankfully. But yeah, you can get a little gassy. It's funny. I don't know what, I guess it's the substitute. I don't know exactly what's in it that causes that, but they're good though. I mean, you would, if no one told you that they were sugar free, you'd never know. But yeah, I think they're good.
Next, I got 2 packets of the ranch seasoning mix. This is going to be for a recipe we're going to make tomorrow, and you'll see that next week. Gene got himself some organic bananas.
Yum.
I got a bag of shredded cheddar for the recipe.
And I know that, like, the sharper the cheese, the less carbs it has in it, if I'm not mistaken. I like cheddar. It's one of my favorites. I think brie is the other one I really like. But yeah, cheddar's pretty good. And, like, mozzarella is really good, too.
This is something I like to keep on hand. It is pretty low in carbs. It's 3 carbs per serving. But I like to keep this on hand because it's something quick to pop in the oven or microwave for lunch or dinner when you just don't feel like making anything. So I'll have this. I still have a bag of sauerkraut, so I can pop this in with some sauerkraut.
Yeah, my easy, like, to-go thing is when you go into the store, they usually have it in, like, its separate little refrigerator. But it's pre-seasoned salmon, tilapia. I did the tilapia not too long ago. I think it was a lemon. I want to say a lemon pepper. I think. Oh my goodness, it was probably my favorite. So I'm actually going today to get that. You can also buy pre-seasoned chicken. It's a little more expensive, but that's just if you don't want to have to season it yourself or come up with a seasoning. Like I said, really quick and easy. You just put it in a pan and bam. But seasoning chicken isn't too difficult. But yeah, I like to do the fish sometimes. So.
For a quick meal. I got 2 packages. There's only one here, but there's another one somewhere. 2 packages of the Munster sliced cheese. This has 0 carbs for a slice and 80 calories for a slice. This is one of my very favorite cheeses. And to go along with that for a snack or for a lunch, I got some of these packets. I'm going to get more of these because I love these. These are the corned beef. They're deli sliced. There is 1 gram of carb for the entire package. So this paired with a couple slices of cheese, some olives, and some nuts. That's a perfect lunch for me.
Not my favorite meat.
Lunch. I got 4 of those for now.
Yeah, like, I'm more of a, like I said, chicken, turkey. Ham I can do. I do not like bologna. I don't understand it. I don't want to understand it. It's just not my thing. Corned beef, I mean, I don't know, maybe those are good, but not really my go-to.
And with the return of the truffles comes the return of buying tons of eggs. So pig farmers will be very happy about that. I got a dozen plus the 18-pack, so that should be enough because we both eat eggs usually every day for breakfast. We usually eat breakfast around noon, so it's kind of like a brunch, I guess you could say our first meal. We usually have sausage and eggs and truffles. That's pretty much, not every day, but more days than not we have that. So we go through a lot of eggs with the truffles and just scrambled eggs or egg salad. I want to make some egg salad too to have on hand. Cat food that I was telling you about, that you're probably not interested in, but it is part of a haul. More cat food that you're probably not interested in. We got a container of butter. Gene got himself some juice. He likes to, he's one of the ones that, I don't understand this, probably maybe some of you out there smoke, you'll understand. I don't understand. But when he smokes, he likes to have something to drink, not an alcoholic drink, but just something to drink. And he waters it down quite a bit. Juice is an issue for me, but I just don't start drinking it. If I don't start, I don't have a problem with it. And he's had juice since he came here, and I've only had a couple sips of his juice. And because I know if I start drinking it, I'll drink the whole thing. So I just avoid it, and then it's not a problem. So he got 2 orange.
Yeah, I'm the same way when it comes to juice. Orange juice and apple juice are probably my top 2. So when I buy them, I usually drink them pretty quickly. So I just don't buy the juice, and then it's not in the house. I do have a roommate, so, you know, if she buys it, then it's hers, so it's like whatever. But, I mean, I guess it's a good thing in a way to have someone in the house that doesn't follow your diet, because then it forces you to learn how to say no and how to just not eat something. Because, I mean, you could easily walk into a gas station and see junk food and be like, ooh, junk food, and then buy it, you know. So you have to learn how to not do that.
Anyhow, he drinks some juice every time he gets out the smoke. I don't know why people have to drink when they smoke. He said it because it tastes bad. So if it tastes bad, why would you want to smoke it? I don't know.
This is an addiction.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it's an addiction.
And an apple as well. That'll last him probably the rest of the month because he doesn't drink it that often.
I'm surprised he doesn't go to vaping. It tastes a lot better. I know it's certainly better for those who don't do it, the secondhand, you know. I mean, I don't know about health-wise, but at least it's easier to walk by, you know, someone who's vaping and not, like, get knocked out upside the head with the smell of it. I don't smoke. My parents did. I grew up with it my entire life. Not a fan. My mom and both her siblings passed away from smoking. They all got lung cancer, and they all died. And then my dad had heart complications, so I just don't mess with the stuff. And no thank you. I don't drink. Not my vice. I got enough vices. I don't need to add to it.
There's my other bag of cheese. And then 2 more things. Milk, that's for his granola, and no, that's for your wet coffee. Oh, that's for his coffee, that's right. He drinks the whole milk in his coffee. We have talked about switching to cream, heavy whipping cream, and we think we're going to do that. I've stopped drinking coffee every day. I've had it a couple times with I have a little bit of sugar-free creamer left, and once I'm out of that, I'm not going to be getting any more, and I'm not going to drink any more coffee. So my coffee consumption is way down. So when he switches over, he might use the heavy whipping cream. I don't know, but he just got that for right now because it was just on sale. And then we got a Simple Truth, the organic unsweetened almond milk, and that is half a gallon. They had it on sale. Yeah. So that's really all we need for right now, because as you saw, the freezer's full, the refrigerator is just as full, and we have quite a few things, recipes we want to try out, keto recipes, and you'll be seeing those in the coming week or 2. And that is it. That's my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. A little peek at the foods and what I got rid of, what I had, what I don't have anymore, and what I replaced it with. So I'll see you guys again in the next video. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. Remember, be the love, be the light, and do good things. Bye, everyone.
Okay, so I was hesitant about watching this, and the only reason is the whole emotional thing, like her thumbnail. I'm not good when it comes to emotions, especially someone else's. But I mean, it wasn't that bad, and I sped it up because it was long, and like I said, I cut some of it out because that's just a long video. But overall, it's a good video. You know, I like to see that she's on the right track again. I'm very confident in her because I know she's done it before. And as long as she's getting the mental help to deal with it, as well as Gene, you know, I want them to be good for each other, and I truly hope that they are. But time will tell. Yeah. I appreciate you guys being here and watching my video. I hope you watched it all the way through. Please subscribe. I know I'm doing a lot of videos, and it's, you know, I don't know if my personality or even the advice that I give makes it worth watching me. But if so, please, you know, come back to my other videos, and I look forward to seeing all of you in the comments section. Thank you so very much. Bye-bye.